Hey lovelies. So it is officially Spider-Man pre-release. Silly me, I thought it was next week, but next week's the official release. I do this every time with the set. I think I know the pre-release, and I'm always actually looking at the wrong day. I'm looking at the week after, which is official release. And usually I can scramble with work so I can be part of the pre-release events. Not this time, so that's a bummer on my part. But it is what it is. However, we do have some goodies to crack open. Got two collector packs. I've got my play booster box, and this was what came with it. It is Spider Sense with web slinging, one blue. It's a counter card, so it might be good. And I like the fact that it's also with triggered ability, so it can be used as a stifle, which is really kind of nice. So we're gonna make sure we go through all this. I'm not gonna do like some channels where they just hurry up to get to the big stuff. If I have time with editing, I will probably try to do some pricing on it of where it is as of today, because I'm recording this on Friday, the 19th. It will air on the 23rd, day before my birthday, but we're gonna try to do it where I can hopefully reflect it on the prices that are today. If we're lucky, pardon me, if we're lucky enough to do that, great. If we're not, life sucks, we're a helmet. So, shall we get started? We're going to put the collectors off to the side. Also going to be opening this on my new playmat, the Sliver Queen. So I officially now have 4 playmats, 2 that are Sliver and 2 that are from a show that I love on YouTube. Well, YouTube and Amazon, because it's the whole series is on those 2 channels, or 2 platforms rather. It's a lot of fun, but we're not going to worry about that right now. We are going to be talking about Magic, and specifically we're going to be talking about this set, as well as we're going to talk about Spider-Man, about Marvel, because as much as I'm in mixed feelings about this set, I am a Marvel girl. I do love Marvel. I grew up loving Marvel, and Spider-Man is a very unique character for me. Okay, so first off, let's take a look at this real quick. So it shows the different sets that we have here for it that you can do. Modified, Villainous Connive, Mayhem, large spells, and web slinging. That's going to be kind of nice when we get an idea of how things work together and play together. But let's see what happens when we open them up. So, here's the thing. I grew up loving comic books and superheroes. Absolutely loving them. I knew of Spider-Man, but I wasn't a huge Spider-Man fan at first. I was more X-Men. Always a Marvel fan, though. Always. I eventually became a DC fan. Right now, I have mixed feelings about DC, unfortunately. But yeah, I always loved Marvel. Marvel was a near and dear spot to me. And like, it really wasn't until my local broadcasting channels, like my local, I think it was Fox, had the Spider-Man animated series that I really get to learn more about Spider-Man's world, to where it really got me interested. Around that time also they had the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis game Maximum Carnage, and that was a lot of fun too. But originally it was X-Men through and through, because I really felt I could relate to the mutants. Okay, see if we can carefully open one of these, because I do want to preserve, if possible. If not, I might have to go get scissors, and I don't really want to pause this. I want to keep this up. There we go. So I want to keep this a continuous feed. I don't like cutting them, because I don't like cutting the video rather, because I don't like making it where it has any possibility of doubt or concern. See ya. Alright, so let's see what we got here. First off, Spider Token. A nice little island. I think these are backwards. We're gonna find out. A costume closet. Okay, it's a nice little foil. Yep, we are backwards. Spider-Woman, Stunning Savior. So I love is that Spider-Woman actually was not really part of the Spider-Man universe. At first, it was like another character with the Avengers and stuff like that. It really didn't have anything to do with Spider-Man as much. She was her own thing. But you are kind of seeing how they can correlate sometimes. So it's got a nice little thing here where you can have it where artifacts and creatures that your opponents control are tapped, so she's going to be a good one to like hold them down. Spot's Portal. Put target creature on the bottom of its owner's library. You lose 2 life unless you control a villain. We're going to keep the nice hits like Spider-Woman. We're going to keep those last. And that was number 3 on the stack. So we will go token, land. So 4 actually. So yeah, when we do that, we'll be able to fix that so we have them last from now on. Let's see here. Robotics Mastery. So that looks like that's pretty interesting. I don't think I've recognized that person in the artwork, but enchants creature when an aura enters, create 1/1 colorless robot artifact creature token with flying. So that could be kind of good for my artifact deck. Wall Crawl with looks like the Miles Morales. When this enchantment enters, create a 2/1 green spider creature token with reach. Okay. Gain 1 life for each spider you control. Spiders you get +1/+1 and can't be blocked by creatures with defender. So that's interesting. Mechanical Mobster. Yeah, so see, like some of this stuff I probably won't know because like I did 90s, early 2000s Spider-Man, and so much has changed and evolved. I mean, I really only know Miles Morales because the hype that surrounded him, and then the movies that came out with Spider-Verse, which chef's kiss. I love the Spider-Verse movies. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see what things that are new for me. Like this person, I don't know who this is. When this creature enters, exile up to 1 target card from graveyard. They target creature you control connives. Okay. Doc Ock's Henchman. Whenever this creature attacks, it connives. Okay. Taxi Driver. Target creature gains haste until end of turn. That's nice. Oh, look at that beautiful Venom. It's a common, which is fun. But still, Death Touch. Exile this card from your graveyard. Put 2 1/1 counters on target creature. It gains Death Touch until end of turn. Activate only as sorcery. I love Venom. And even when it was just the black suit Spider-Man to Eddie Brock Venom story, like before Venom became even an anti-hero, I loved the concept of Venom because it knew all of Spider-Man's secrets. It knew Spider-Man's secret identity. It knew those who were near and dear to Spider-Man. It really knew all those little deep details. And it became the ultimate lethal nemesis to Spider-Man. Now, granted, down there we got Carnage and everything else, and Green Goblin and Doc Ock and all that. They're still going to be great, deadly foes. But to me, Venom takes the cake. Hey, look, speak of Doc Ock, there we go. So that's a nice one right there. As long as there are 8 or more cards in your graveyard, has a base power and toughness of 8/8. And as long as you control another villain, Doc Ock has hexproof. Scout the city. You can either mill 3 cards and put a permanent from among them to your hand, or destroy target creature with flying. Interesting. Thwip. Target creature gets +2/+2, gains flying until end of turn. If it's a spider, gain 2 life. There's a Miles card right there. Look at that Brooklyn Visionary with web slinging. When Spider-Man enters, search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, tap, and then shuffle. So it's even a ramp. That's awesome. So we saw right there we had Spider-Woman there. That's great. Alright, so we got the one pack we opened up carefully. We don't have to be as careful with the rest of these. I'm not going to try to tear them too much though, because I don't want to damage anything. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there we go. So that actually works out. I'm going to try to turn off this light and see if that helps me. Get the focus back on there if I can. Come on, focus for me. So we got Vulture, Scheming Scavenger. When it attacks other villains you control, gain fly until end of turn. Vulture was always an interesting character. Spider-Mobile. I remember the toy for the Spider-Mobile. I never realized it was an actual item. I just thought it was like a goofy, toy ploy type thing to do. Whenever this vehicle attacks or blocks, it gets +1/+1 till end of turn. For each spider you control, it has trample. Terrific team up. Interesting. I love that it's got both Miles and Parker versus Venom. It costs 2 less to cast if you control permanent with mana value 4 or greater. Up to 1 target creature you control gets +1/+0 till end of turn. They deal damage equal to their power to target creature an opponent controls. Okay. Spider Islanders. See, I don't remember this. I remember the cartoon where Spider-Man becomes a spider monster, but I don't remember there being like an island of them, so that's interesting. And it has Mayhem, so that's pretty cool. Merciless Enforcers. Lifelink. Deals 1 damage to each opponent. Whoosh. A vulture card, looks like. Has Kicker, which is always good. Okay, so if return target non-land permanent to its owner's hands, if you kick it, you draw a card. Steel Wrecking Ball. When this artifact enters, it deals 5 damage to target creature. Specifies creature, so it can't be a target player. Discard this card, destroy target artifact. Professional Wrestler. They missed such a beautiful opportunity with this to not do Macho Man's character from the movie. I don't know if they were just worried about licensing or whatnot, but that's always one of my favorite parts. Crusher Hogan. See here, yeah, because it even has the quote. I'm gonna try to get that up there so you guys can see. If I remember, that's the quote that's actually in the movie. But still, so when it enters, create a treasure token. It can be blocked by more than 1 creature, so it has to be 1-on-1. Spider-Man Web Slinger. Look at that, that's awesome. Got web slinging in it. It's gonna be interesting to see how we do with web slinging cards. I might have to see what I can figure out with that. It's like ninjutsu, but then some. Kapow, put a 1/1 counter target creature you control. It fights target creature an opponent controls. So another one of those force fights. Mob Lookout, when this creature enters, target creature you control connives. Okay. There's our treasure. Savage Mansion. Okay. Wild Pack Squad. Savage Mansion was a green-red. I'm sorry, I kind of went too fast on that one. For the Wild Pack Squad, foil. It's the beginning of your combat. At the beginning of combat on your turn, up to 1 target creature gains first strike vigilance until end of turn. Alright. Ultimate Green Goblin. Now, this is one that I know a lot of people have talked about. I have not really looked at. I glanced at some of the cards on the website to kind of just get like a look at things. But anytime I do that, 9 times out of 10, I just look at the art. I don't want to think about the card until I have the card. Only exception to that was Edge of Eternities. I looked because I heard that slivers were going to be there, so I looked. I saw my Thrumming Hive pool. Besides that, I really didn't pay too much attention. I don't know, did I? I don't think I did, because there's a lot of cards I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool when I played pre-release, because I didn't think about it. Ultimate Green Goblin, at the beginning of your upkeep, discard a card, then create a treasure token. It has Mayhem, okay. But that's really good, so... Oh, here comes the dogs. You probably all heard that in the background. Okay, so 2 packs. I'm liking those cards. There's a lot of possible good big hits. We'll see. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Spider Suit. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and is a spider hero in addition to other types. Equip cost is 3. Okay. Kraven. I really like the character Kraven. Started out as a villain, as this card portrays. But Kraven was also kind of an anti-hero in a way. And that's what I liked about Kraven. So, Vigilance. Top of the food chain. Kraven's power is equal to the greatest mana value among permanents you control. So that could be really interesting on like some really big stuff. Morbius. Morbius is another one that I got introduced to thanks to the cartoon. which really toned down what he does. But the more I learned about Morbius, the more I really liked Morbius. Flying Vigilance Lifelink. With a blue and black, exile this card from your graveyard. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one in your hand, and the rest at the bottom of your library in order. I kind of like that. That's kind of neat. Trying to find a good spot where the focus stays on the focus. I got Spider-Gwen. I'm happy. That was one of the things I said when this whole thing started is I want a good Venom card and I want Spider-Gwen. And I didn't know which Spider-Gwen I want. I just wanted Spider-Gwen because I love Gwen Stacy, Spider-Gwen, or Ghost Spider. Absolutely love her. So that's awesome. Reach. Whenever Spider-Gwen becomes tapped, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Venom's Hunger. Cost 2 less to cast if you control a villain. Destroy target creature and gain 2 life. There's Doc Ock once again. Sturgeon, the Dinosaur Man. Okay, this is a character I don't know anything about. Jeez, I'm really having a hard time getting the focus on this. I think I do need that light. Here we go. Menace. Dinosaur formula. Discard this card until end of turn. Target creature you control gets +3/+1 and becomes a dinosaur in addition to other types. Gallant Citizen. When this creature enters, draw a card. Pumpkin Bombardment. Okay, so this is one that I know some people have talked about. Because there's additional cost. You can discard a card and pay 2, and it deals 3 damage to target creature. That's a nice little one. Starling Aerial Ally. Okay. I don't know who Starling is, so bear with me on that. And by all means, if you guys are comic book nerds and know who some of these people are that I don't recognize, make a comment about it. Educate me. I'm kind of curious. I miss reading a bunch of comics like this. Starting in turn, another target creature control gains flying until end of turn. We all know I love my flying stuff. Craven's Cats, they get +2/+2 until end of turn and activate only once each turn. Robot was our token. Look at that pretty foil swamp. I love this artwork. There's the Spider Islanders. Spider-Punk. Okay, everybody. This is what I know some people are excited about. It's got Riot. Other spiders you control have Riot. Spells and abilities cannot be countered, and damage cannot be prevented. I only know Spider-Punk because of the Into the Spider-Verse trilogy. I mean, we only have movies 1 and 2 right now, but because of that, I have learned about them and kind of like Spider-Punk. Then again, I'm a sucker for punks, so. All right. That was what, pack number 3? So far. One, 2, 3, 4. Web crawl. Aunt May. Okay, so when the creature you control enters, gain 1 life. If it's a spider, put 1 counter on it. You gotta have Aunt May. Aunt May is such a sweetheart. And the fun part was, in her original story where she passed on, she told Peter she knew all along. And I wish they would have kept it with. I wish they would never have brought back Aunt May. And it's not because I don't appreciate Aunt May, but it was just like that milestone moment of losing her really kind of did some character development, and then bringing her back really kind of messed everything up. Chameleon, okay. You can have enter as a copy of a creature you control, except his name is Chameleon, Master Disguise, and he also has Mayhem. That's awesome. Spider-Man No More, enchant creature. They are a creature. Enchanted creature is a citizen with base power toughness 1/1, has defender and loses all other abilities. Oof. That's good. I remember that not only from the movies but from the comics. Inner Demon Gangsters. I don't recognize this. Looks like it's almost from the hand. Discard a card. This creature gets +1/+0 and gains menace until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. Oscorp Research Team. I don't like this card. This is where everybody who talks about this whole set is like half of it was intentional and the other half was rushed. I mean, 7 cost to draw 2 cards. Just, it does not work for me. Wrecking Ball. Vibrant Cityscape. Sacrifice it and look for a basic land card, put it in the battlefield tapped and shuffle. So that's going to be nice. Let me see if I can get this into focus for y'all. That is very nice. Spider Rex, Daring Dino. Reach, Trample, and Award 2. It is a 6 cost with it being a 6/6 creature. So it says, I love the little flavor text here. Let me get that up here for you guys. On Earth 6/6, Peter Parker learned that with Girl Power comes crossability. That's so cute. Scorpion Sting is a -3/-3. Okay. Scorpion was a fun character also, in my opinion. Brooklyn Visionary. I think we already saw that one, if I remember right. Treasure. University Campus is a white-blue. There's Starling. And Scarlet Spider Ben Riley. Web Sling and Trample. Sensational save. If Scarlet Spider was using Web Sling, he enters with X +1/+1 counters on him, where X is the mana value of the returned creature. Ben Riley. So originally I hated the Clone Wars saga. Or the Clone Saga, rather. Not when I said Clone Wars, that's Star Wars. But I originally hated the Clone Saga because it was just all too confusing for me when I was younger. Now I really enjoy it, and I really see where Ben Riley had a really good opportunity time. And even after he was out and about, he did take over for a while. And like, I really do like Ben Riley. Again, he's not one of my top 3. But I like what they did with him, and I like what they were trying to do with him. They wanted a fresh start, and they're trying to give Peter Parker a break, or a fresh move away from. 1, 2, 3, 4. Agent. Oh wait, that's a. You gotta sneak there. We'll have to go back to it, but it's me. Pictures of Spider-Man. When this artifact enters on the top 5 cards of your library, you may reveal up to 2 creature cards from among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. And if you sacrifice, you create a treasure token. Spider-Man Noir. Look at that beautiful art. Oh, yes. When the career creature you control attacks alone, put a 1/1 counter on it. In Surveil, where X is the number of counters on it. Superior Foes of Spider-Man, Rogue Villain. Trample, whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, you may exile top card of your library. If you do, you may play that card until you exile another card with this creature. Spider Bot. Reach, when this creature enters, you may search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, and then shuffle and put that card on top. There's Venom again. We have seen Whoosh. More Islanders. Lurking Lizards. Trample. Whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Skyward Spider. I don't remember that one, but I like the artwork. It's almost like Spider-Woman, or not Spider-Woman, but I'm not sure which spider. Maybe that is her name, Skyward Spider. She's pretty cool looking. Okay, so Ward 2, this creature is flying as long as it's modified. Awesome. Guy in the Chair, it's our little sidekick boy. I love it. Tap it for any mana of 1 color. You can do 2 colors and a green. Tap it and put a 1/1 counter on a spider. That will also help it to make anything modified. Treasure again. A Beautiful Plains. There's our foil, the Venom we've gotten twice so far. Black Cat, look at her beauty. Oh. When Black Cat enters, look at the top 9 cards of target opponent's library. Exile 2 of them face down. Put the rest on the bottom of the library in random order. You may play the exiled cards for as long as they remain exiled. Mana of any type can be spent to cast spells this way. That's going to be disgusting, y'all. I like that. And then there's Agent Venom, Flash Thompson. Flash minutes whenever another non-token creature you control dies. Draw a card and lose 1 life. Alright. I know I said I don't like to break these, but I'm gonna have to take a quick break because I have to use the bathroom. We still got so much more to do. Give me 1 sec. Alright, sorry about that, but the body calls. So let's get back on this, lovelies. We've only done 5 packs so far, and we've seen some really nice stuff. One, two, three, four. That's another big one. Sandman's Quicksand. I was never a fan of Sandman. I get what they're doing with him, and his story is like a lot of characters, and that's why I like the villains on a lot of stuff, is they usually have some kind of tragic backstory. But Sandman, I felt like they just threw a dartboard out there and just made something quick. Okay, this I love, Spider-Girl Legacy Hero. I didn't even know they were doing this, but when I see the name, I see the artwork. This is Mayday Parker. This is from the What If comics. It's an alternate universe that became an actual series, but it's the first child of Mary Jane and Peter Parker, and it was Mayday Parker who ended up becoming the next Spider hero. During her turn, Spider-Girl has flying. When Spider-Girl leaves the battlefield, create a 1/1 green and white human citizen creature token. Raging Goblinoids. Haste and Mayhem. Venomized. Oh, this is so cute! Venomized Cat. Death Touch. When this creature enters, mill 2 cards. Oh, yeah, we're gonna keep a hold of that one. I love that. We're gonna put those to the side. I love that. Mysterious Phantasm. Flying Vigilance. Whenever this creature attacks, mill a card. Mill deck. Spider-Gwen. Again, wonderful. Risky Research. Silverail 2, draw 2 cards, lose 2 life. Okay. Another Spider-Man Web Slinger. Electro's Bolt, 4 damage to target creature with Mayhem. Okay. Mob Lookout. Treasure. Foil University Campus. Another foil, Vibrant Cityscape. Strength of Will. Until end of turn, target creature you control gains indestructible, and whenever this creature is dealt damage, put that many 1/1 counters on it. That could be interesting. Oh yes. Look at that beauty. Crimson Chaos Carnage. I love it. When Carnage enters, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains. This creature attacks each combat if able, and when this creature deals combat damage to a player, you sacrifice it. I love this because of the simple fact that, again, Maximum Carnage was an incredible game. It got me really even more so to love Venom and the whole symbiote saga. That's so cool. Now we just need to get the Eddie Brock Venom and the Gwen Stacy Ghost Spider one, and I'm good. But so far I've seen some really good ones, and ones that weren't even on the higher rarity that I really like. So as much as I was hesitant about this set, I have to say some things I'm liking, so maybe they're proving me wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me take a quick peeky peek. Alright, we're good. Spider-Mobile. Spider-Man Heroic Horde. Web Slinging. When Spider-Man enters, if they were cast using Web Slinging, you gain 3 life and create 2 green 1 spider creature tokens with reach. Heroes Hangout. Choose one. Date night, you exile the top 2 cards of your library. Choose one of them. Until the end of your next turn, you may play that card. Or Patrol Night. 1 or 2 target creatures each get +1/+0 and gain first strike until end of turn. That's such a cute artwork. Doc Ock's Henchman. Shock, 2 damage to a target. Common Crook. When the creature dies, create a treasure token. Passenger Ferry. So we got a vehicle here. Whenever this vehicle attacks, you may pay a blue mana, and when you do, another target attacking creature cannot be blocked this turn. It's got a crew of 2. Selfless Police Captain. This creature enters with a 1/1 counter on it. When this creature leaves the battlefield, put its 1/1 counters on target creature you control. Wild Pack Squad. Beginning of your combat on your turn, up to one target creature gains first strike and vigilance until end of turn. Grow extra arms. I remember this from the cartoon. I remember from the comic. It was personally I thought it was an interesting twist in the cartoon. I'm glad they didn't do too much with it though. They did just enough, in my opinion. It costs 1 less to cast if it targets a spider. Target creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn. Daily Bugle Reporters. Pardon me. When it enters, choose one. Puff Piece, put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. And then there's Investigative Journalism. Return target creature card with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to your hand. That is good. Treasure again. Another beautiful swamp. City Pigeon. When it leaves the battlefield, you create a food token. It has flying. Death of Gwen Stacy. So phase 1 is destroy target creature. Phase 2, each player may discard a card. Each player who doesn't loses 3 life. And number 3 is exile any number of target players' graveyards. Now here's the thing I've noticed on this one. Was listening on a video that was playing with some of the Spider-Man cards, but I wasn't really paying attention to it. But I know they got to this one and they did it wrong in their game because they did the saga cards. They did the effects at the end of the turn instead of the beginning. But that's, if that's how their house rules work, that's how their house rules work. But just know when you go out to play casual, sagas are one of the first things that go off on your upkeep and everything else. So make sure you don't forget that, because I know what you have is somebody getting all crabby with you about it. Gonna do a quick peeky peek. We're good. Ooh, Spider Slayer, Hatred Honed. I don't remember Spider Slayer being humanoid looking, but I like this better. Whenever it deals damage to a spider, destroy that creature. Exile this card from your graveyard. Create 2 tapped 1/1 colorless robot artifact creatures with flying. Excellent. Wraith. That's a symbiote. I love that. And I didn't realize that Wraith was a hero. That's awesome. Double strike, and it cannot be blocked. It's beautiful white blue. That could be nasty. Rhino's Rampage. Target creature you control gets +1/+0 at the end of turn, until end of turn. It fights a target creature an opponent controls. When excess damage is dealt to the creature an opponent controls this way, destroy up to 1 target non-creature artifact with mana value 3 or less. Hot dog card. When it enters, create a food token, and then you can add 1 mana of any color. Taxi Driver. Venom's Hunger. He's such a hungry boy. Beetle, Legacy Criminal. Flying. When you exile this card for a colorless and a blue, you will exile from your graveyard, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. It gains flying until end of turn and activate only as a sorcery. I don't know who Beetle is either, so that's a new one. Romantic Rendezvous. Discard a card, then draw 2 cards. Interesting way to get a card draw. Subway Train. When this vehicle enters, you may pay green, and if you do, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, and put it into your hand and shuffle. Crew is 2. Okay. Spectacular Tactics. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. It gains hexproof until end of turn. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. That's nice. Our professional wrestler is back. A forest. Another subway train. Peter Parker's camera. This artifact enters with 3 film counters on it. So this might be good for like a proliferate deck. Already thinking steps ahead. Remove a film counter from this artifact. Copy target activated or triggered ability you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. Okay. That could be interesting in the Atraxa deck. It could be fun. We are already... We're not even a third of the way through, y'all, and I'm already finding stuff that I like. Some I like for my decks, some I like because I just like it. What am I doing? 1, 2, 3, 4. Peeky peek. Okay. Costume closet. Scorpion. Did we ever see Scorpion? I don't think we saw Scorpion. Take a look at that. That's the thing is I do love the artwork. Death Touch. At the beginning of end step, if a creature died this turn, target creature you control connives. Rhino. Vigilance, Trample, Haste. Whenever Rhino attacks, if you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater this turn, draw a card. Spiderbot. I think we already saw this one, but not sure. When it enters, you may search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, shuffle it, and then shuffle and put it on the top of your deck. Inner Demon Gangsters. Amazing Acrobatics. Choose one or both. Counter target spell. Tap 1 or 2 target creatures. It's always funny when I see these things that say pick one or both. I almost don't know a time when you wouldn't do both, but I'm sure there's times where it would be there. Sturgeon. Web Up. When this enchantment enters, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls until this enchantment leaves the battlefield. These can be very beneficial. Spider Manifestation. It's a little spider avatar, which is interesting because I never read the comic about it, but I have seen it on my videos to talk about comics. I can't remember which universe it is, but there is a Spider-Man that is made up of I don't know what the technical term is, but a horde of just a bunch of spiders inside the suit, and they have like a hive mind to work together to act as the superhero. It's really kind of bizarre, but it's kind of neat too. Reach. Tap to add a red or a green. Wherever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, untap this creature. There's Starling. Scorpion Sting. Our robot. Sinister Hideout. Black or blue. Doc Ock's Henchman in foil. There we go. And Jackal. Genius Geneticist. Trample. Whenever you cast a creature spell with mana value equal to Jackal's power, copy that spell, except the copy isn't legendary. Then put a 1/1 counter on Jackal. Okay. I don't remember Jackal that much, but it almost looks like... It looks like if Green Goblin was actually a legit goblin instead of just being what we all know. But, you know, and that's the kind of thing I'm kind of waiting to see if I get even that. Green Goblin or Hobgoblin. Is Hobgoblin even in here? That'd be interesting. Who knows? I will say I love the fact that in the cartoons, Mark Hamill plays the voice of Hobgoblin. Look it up. It's actually kind of cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do a quick peeky peek. We're good. Prowler, Clawed Thief, as Menace. Get this up here so y'all can see that beautiful artwork. Whenever another villain you control enters, Prowler connives. Web Warriors. When this creature enters, put a 1/1 counter on each other creature you control. Another Web Warriors. That is awesome. I like this art. A bagel and some schmear. Some bagel and schmear. You can share it for a white and sacrifice this artifact, put a 1/1 counter onto one target creature and draw a card. Activate only as a sorcery. Or you could nosh it. And then you can sacrifice it, gain 3 life, and draw a card. Eerie Gravestone. This is from the Death of Spider-Man, Kraven's Last Hunt. When this artifact enters, draw a card. Sacrifice this artifact, mill 4 cards, and you put a creature card from among them onto your hand. Oscorp's research team. Masked Meower, Spider Cat Hero. So we have a Venom Cat and a Spider Cat. Haste, discard a card, sacrifice this creature, draw a card. And then the flavor text, neither criminals nor veterinarians had much luck pinning down the uncatchable Spider Cat. I kind of like that. We're going to put that to the side because I do like that. Swarm, Being of Bees, Flash, Flying in Mayhem. Gallant Citizen. News Helicopter. When this creature enters, create a 1/1 green white human citizen creature token. Craven's Cats. Treasure. Ominous Asylum. Let's see if we can get good. There we go. That's a black and red. A Thwip. And Hydro-Man. Okay. So, whenever you cast a blue spell, if Hydro-Man is a creature, he gets a 1/1 until end of turn. At the beginning of your end step, untap Hydro-Man. Until your next turn, he becomes a land and gains tap to add 1 blue mana. He is not a creature during that time. That's cool. I actually kind of like that. He might have to end up going into my my mill deck, just because that could be kind of helpful. All right, we're already 1/3 down, and let's recap here real quick. So far out of the rare or mythics, we have Hydro-Man, Fluid Felon, Jackal, Genius Geneticist, Peter Parker's Camera, The Death of Gwen Stacy, Carnage, Crimson Chaos, Strength of Will, Spider-Woman, Stunning Savior, Ultimate Green Goblin, Spider-Punk, Scarlet Spider, Ben Reilly, Agent Venom, and Black Cat, Cunning Thief. Not bad at all, in my opinion. I know these aren't like the cards that they want you to have as a chase cards, but I like them. All right, let's keep the good times going. I know I've got a project to do after all this is done. That's going to be neither here nor there. Alien Symbiosis. Enchant creature gets +1/+1, has menace as a symbiote in addition to other types. You may cast this card from your graveyard by discarding a card in addition to paying its other costs. That's cool. Silver Sable. When she enters, put a 1/1 counter on another target creature. When she attacks, target modified creature control gains lifelink until end of turn. Secret Identity. Choose one or the other. Conceal so that until the end of turn, target creature control becomes a citizen with base tower and toughness and gains hexproof. Or you can reveal it, and until the end of turn, target creature you control becomes a hero with base power and toughness of 3/4 and has flying and vigilance. I like that one because it reminds me of Civil War when Peter Parker did decide to reveal his identity, and it didn't turn out so well for him, but that was a very important thing. Spider-Man No More, Risky Research, Passenger Ferry, Masked Meower, Common Crook, Flip, Scout the City, Cityscape. Alright, we're starting to get to where we get like a lot of the commons and uncommons to where we've seen most of them, I think. I don't want to say most of them, we've seen a good chunk of them. To where now we're going to get to see what happens next. We can move through these a little bit faster. Swamp, Spider Bot, and Villainous Wrath. Target opponent loses life equal to the number of creatures they control, then destroy all creatures. So, I don't know if I like that one because it says destroy all creatures, and knowing the text, I mean, I do and don't like it because it definitely is a good board wipe. And I do like that it punishes somebody with the board wipe. I think it'd be more villainous if it destroyed all but your creatures, but you know what? I get why you can't have that, so it is what it is. Definitely going to be good for like a deck that you want to use to kind of fight back against anybody who has a token deck, because they gotta get their tokens way out of hand and have way too many tokens, and that's going to be your answer to it. Like, oh, okay, well, touche, you can play this game. Am I doing that right? I did. Okay. Supportive Parents. Tap 2 on tap creatures you control, add 1 mana of any color. Scorpion. Sun Spider. I don't think I know this one. I don't even remember from the multiverse. During your turn, Sun Spider has flying. When Sun Spider enters, search your library for an aura or equipment card, reveal it and put it in your hand, then shuffle. That's kind of cool. And it's definitely... I like that artwork. I want to know more about Sun Spider now. I'm curious. Bagel and Shmia. Amazing acrobatics. Angry Rabble. Trample. Whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. Put 2 1/1 counters on this creature. Activate only as a sorcery. Okay. Eerie Gravestone. Pumpkin Bombardment. Starling. Electro's Bolt. Treasure. An Island Foil. Shocker, the Unshakable. During your turn, Shocker has first strike. Vibro Shock Gauntlets. When Shocker enters, he deals 2 damage to target creature and 2 damage to that creature's controller. Sounds about right for Shocker. Radioactive Spider. Look at that. Reach, Death Touch, Fateful Bite. Sacrifice this creature, search your library for a Spider Hero card, reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle. Activate only as a sorcery. So 1/1 for 1 cost. That is cool. So far, and I know it's not the radioactive card. That's kind of like one of the chase cards, and I laughed when I heard about that. Honestly, I don't care about that. There's some of those things, like when they do chase cards, I roll my eyes about, because I'm like, really? We're kind of stretching it here. Now, there are other cards that, yeah, if I can get my hands on it, you better believe we're gonna jump on that. But not that. Let me put the second on my third set in a separate pile real quick so we can recap on those two. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take a peeky peek, we're good. Living Brain, mechanical marvel rather. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target non-equipment artifact you control becomes an artifact creature with base power and toughness of 3/3 until the end of turn. Untap it. Okay. Costume Closet. Scarlet Spider King. I didn't know there's 2 Scarlet Spiders. I mean, it doesn't surprise me with the multi-Spider-Verse, but okay. Menace. When Scarlet Spider enters, you may discard a card. If you do, put a 1/1 counter on him, and then Mayhem. Okay. Hot Dog Cart. Mordakok. Shock. Air Demon Gangsters. City Pigeon. Grow Extra Arms. News Helicopter. Spider Manifestation. Treasure. Beautiful Island non-foil. Although I swear the way the camera hits it, you sometimes think it is. Selfless Police Captain. And Interdimensional Web Watch. When this artifact enters, exile the top 2 cards of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play those cards. Add 2 mana of any combination of colors when you tap this. Spend that mana only to cast spells from exile. Interesting. It really kind of fascinates me how big Spider-Man has become. And I love it because, you know, it was one of Stan Lee's pride and joys. And Stan Lee was and still is a hero in my eyes. I grew up adoring Stan Lee, and I always dreamt of meeting him one day, and I didn't have that lucky chance, unfortunately. But he always inspired me to be creative and let my creativity show. He inspired me in ways that, like, even with his messages about Spider-Man can be anyone, or how he tried to use the mutants as an allegory for those minorities and social groups that are dehumanized or are oppressed and everything else. It's just Stan Lee and his team really focused on bringing realistic issues into there to where you could have it digestible, but also where you can have it where you can feel relatable, even if you're not of that dynamic. And I liked it because, like, with X-Men, with Spider-Man, he really wanted to do more of a thing of, like, here's their day-to-day life that they have to exist with, as well as their life as a hero. I mean, and other people had that too. Iron Man had that, and, you know, Daredevil had that as an attorney and all that, but to me, they did not hit nearly as hard as those two franchises. And that could be wrong. You guys can let me know what you think. Now, don't get me wrong. I do like other Marvel properties. You know, Daredevil, I do like Ghost Rider. Blade was one of those that I was into for a little while, and then I kind of tapered out of. I was never a huge Avengers fan because it kind of just was too big for my liking. I loved the Punisher. I know it's kind of ironic with some things, but what Punisher originally stood for, I still like, because it really kind of is something that is interesting with these times. But yeah, anyway, going back to Stan Lee, incredible creator, incredible mind, and I absolutely adore all that he's done, and I hope that his legacy will always be honored. I wish I would have had the chance to meet the man, but I didn't. But in my heart of hearts, I know that there's going to be that connection no matter what happens in my life, where I'm going to be that little child who just thinks in awe and wonder of what he created. Anyway, back to this. It does like a nice little tangent, I guess. Spider-Man Heroic Horde, Spider Bite, Web Warden. When Spider Bite enters, return up to one target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Wisecrack. Okay. Target creature deals damage to its power to itself. If that creature is attacking, it deals 2 damage to that creature's controller. Interesting. Mechanical Mobster, Mysterious Phantasm, more Islanders, another Venom, another Web Up. Hey, it's a guy in a chair. Spectacular Tactics. Alright. A Plains. Ooh, look at this. I don't think we got Lizard yet. And it's a foil Lizard, y'all. Connor's Curse. Let that get into the focus there. Trample. It has Lizard formula. When Lizard Connor's Curse enters, up to one target creature loses all abilities and becomes a green lizard creature with base power and toughness of 4/4. And then Dr. Octopus, Master Planner. Oh, this is gonna be a nice little set here. I think I got one more behind it, y'all. Other villains you control get +2/+2. Your maximum hand size is 8. At the beginning of your end step, if you have fewer than 8 cards in your hand, draw cards equal to the difference. And Superior Spider. This was a beautiful pack right here. Mind Swap. You may have Superior Spider-Man enter as a copy of any creature card in the graveyard, except his name is Superior Spider-Man, and he is a 4/4 Spider-Human hero in addition to his other types. When you do, exile that card. So Superior Spider-Man was after I stopped reading the comics, but I knew about it because I read up on it. I love what they did with that whole story, and I love it. I'm so glad they still have that. It's so cool. Give me a sec. I'm trying to see why my phone's blowing up here. Nothing to worry about just yet. That's the good times. That was a beautiful pack, guys. I really like that one. One, two, three, four. We're gonna do a little peeky peek. I think that is I can't tell what rarity that is. We're just gonna put it right there. Okay. Hobgoblin. We do have a Hobgoblin after all. Flying Haste. Whenever you discard a card, Hobgoblin gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Sandman's Quicksand. Mayhem. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. If the spell's Mayhem cost was paid, creatures your opponents control get -2/-2 until end of turn instead. Sudden Strike. I think that's Silk that's in that picture with Black Cat. Destroy target attacking or blocking creature. Oscorp Research. Another Spider Gwen. Another Swarm. Subway Train. The Wild Pack Squad. Kapow, put 1/1 counter on target creature you control. If fights target creature an opponent controls. Daily Bugle. Treasure Time. Ominous Asylum. Scorpion and Foil. Mysterio, Master of Illusion. When Mysterio enters, create a 3/3 blue illusion villain token. For each non-token villain you control, exile those tokens when Mysterio leaves the battlefield. And this was the one I wasn't sure about. Feed the Swarm. Destroy target creature, enchantment, creature or enchantment an opponent controls. You lose life equal to that permanent's mana value. Interesting. But look at that beautiful artwork. Like ripped straight off from the comics. I love that. I honestly have to say, I'm pleasantly surprised. I was very much in a meh type of mentality with this set, because just like I am with Avatar, I was like, okay, well, we'll see how it goes. I can't complain. It's really kind of neat. All right, Tombstone. This one I remember. He was an interesting character. Very much mobster-like. When he enters, return target villain card from your graveyard to your hand. They cost 1 less to cast with their villain spells. Daily Bugle. Add 1 colorless if you tap it. You can pay a colorless and tap it for any mana of any color. Sphere Campaign is 1 and tap. Target legendary creature gains minutes until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. Interesting. Pictures of Spider-Man. Okay. Spider-Man no more. Unstable Experiment. Target player draws a card that up to 1 target creature control connives. Romantic Rendezvous. Merciless Enforcers. Doc Ock's Henchman. Brooklyn Visionary. Pumpkin Bombardment. Spider Rex. Treasure. Suburban Sanctuary. School Days is our foil here. You can choose one. Draw 3 cards if you do homework, or you can fight crime to counter a target spell and then draw 1 card. Spectacular Spider-Man. Look at that. That is... I don't think this is one of the... I mean, I know it's a valuable card. It's valued. I don't know if it's one of the big ones, but still. That is beautiful. It is a legendary Spider-Human hero with Flash. It gains flying until end of turn if you pay 1 colorless. You can also pay 1 colorless to sacrifice him. Creatures you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Look at how beautiful that... I love that pose with the flip going on and everything else. That's good. I love that. 4 more from this stack. We're going to be 2/3 done. We are... I think we're doing good. I don't know where we're at yet. 'Cause like I said, possibly post edit, I will put some pricing up for the ones that we're putting aside, the Legendary Plus. But we'll see. All right, put that over there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do a little peeky peek. Okay. Ezekiel Sims, Spider Totem. I don't know anything about Ezekiel Sims. Can somebody educate me on this one? I'm kind of curious. If it will focus, please. Woo. There you go. So it has reach. As being of combat on your turns, target spider you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Shriek. Oh my gosh, Shriek was such a pain in the butt in that video game I was talking about earlier. At the beginning of your first main phase, you may discard a card. When you do, target creature cannot block this turn. Sonic Blast says whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, Shriek deals 1 damage to that player. Oof. There's Wraith again. Sturgeon, Dinosaur Man. Venomized Cat, love it. Beetle. Taxi Driver. I'm gonna find something for that Venomized Cat, I don't care. Scorpion Sting. Gallant Citizen. Mob Lookouts. Craven's Cats. Treasure. Here we go. Got a Foil Forest. A Morloon, Devourer of Spiders. Okay, this is a new one. X and 2 black. Lifelink. Morloon enters with X 1/1 counters on him. When he enters, he deals X damage to target opponent. Interesting. And then Silk, the Web Weaver. Web Slinging, and then she has whenever you cast a creature spell, create a 1/1 green and white human citizen creature token. Creature to control get +2/+2 and gain vigilance until end of turn for 3, a forest, and a plains. Okay, cool. I'm really kind of liking what we're finding so far. And we're finding stuff that I already know about and stuff that I have no clue about, and that's kind of cool. Like when we got the Flash Thompson version of Venom, I knew about Agent Venom because when I did have Marvel Unlimited, the mobile app for the comic books, I remember reading Deadpool versus Carnage, and it had Agent Venom in it. And that was kind of a fun read. Alright, so Spider Suit. Prison Break. This is new. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with an additional 1 counter on it, and it has Mayhem. Flash Thompson. Speak of the devil, we were just talking about him. Flash. When Flash Thompson enters, choose one or both. You can heckle by tapping a target creature, or you can hero worship to untap a creature. Pardon me. Venom's Hunger. You got Whoosh. Angry Rabble. Common Crook. The Wild Pack Squad. Guy in the Chair. The Selfish Policeman. Scouting the City. Some Treasure. Mountain. Urban Retreat. Look at that. It's a tri-land. Or what I call tri-land at least. And it's green, white, and blue. And if you pay 2, you can return tap creature you control to its owner's hand. Put this card from your hand to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. And then hide on the ceiling. Exile X target artifacts and/or creatures. Return the exile cards to the battlefield under their owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. And that's an end step. This is a blink. It's a blink, y'all. This might have to go in my shenanigans deck as a blink if it's cheaper than some of the cards I already have. That's ridiculous because my shenanigans deck I'm working on, and I like how that's there because that could make it where I could really blink multiple things to really kind of take care of myself. It's a great way to phase out from a board wipe too if you have enough mana for it. right. Sorry, I was also watching my dog. She acted a little something. Oh, we have a two-sider. I don't want to see it. Rhino's Rampage. Okay. Madam Web, Clairvoyant. Okay. Fun fact, in the cartoon, when they introduced Madam Web, she was voiced by Stan Lee's wife. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast spider spells and non-creature spells from the top of your library. Whenever you attack, you may mill a card. That's interesting. Spots Portal. Mysterious Phantasm. Steel Wrecking Ball. It came in like a wrecking ball. Yeah, let's not do that again. Lurking Lizards. City Pigeon. A subway train. Treasure. University campus. Okay. Foil Masked Meower. I'm gonna put that like that so I can. Alright, here we go. Miles Morales, y'all. I know a lot of people said this is like the best of the flip cards. Legendary creature, Human Citizen 0. When Miles enters, put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. You can transform for 3 red, green, white, and you get Ultimate Spider-Man. First strike, haste, camouflage for 2. Put a 1/1 counter on Ultimate Spider-Man. He gains hexproof and becomes colorless until the end of turn. Whenever you attack, double the number of each kind of counter on each spider and legendary creature you control. That's awesome. Yeah, I really feel like if I have the chance, I want to look at these prices and see what I can find out. This is beautiful. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do my resin project today, but that's okay. I might just... We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm sure I can do it without the backup help, but we'll see. 2, 3, 4. Alright. Oh. We didn't want that picky yet, but Flying Octobot. When the villain you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Triggers only once each turn. Spider UK. Alright. Web slinging at the beginning of your end step. If 2 or more creatures enter the battlefield under your control this turn, draw a card and gain 2 life. Alright. Shocker. I think we did this one. Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, we did. Angry Rabble. Venomized Cat. Unstable Experiment. Skyward Spider. Spider Rex. Lurking Lizards. Selfless Police Captain. Treasure. Campus. Here we go. Inner Demon Gangsters. Behold the Sinister Six. Return up to 6 target creature cards with different names from your graveyard to the battlefield. And then Oscorp Industry. It enters tapped. When this land enters from graveyard, you lose 2 life. Add a blue, a black, or a red. Nice. Okay. 2/3 of the way, y'all. Here's what we got from our second third. Recap time. Oscorp Industries. Behold the Sinister Six. Miles Morales to Ultimate Spider-Man. Hide in the Ceiling. Urban Retreat. Silk Web Weaver. Morlun, Devourer of Spiders. Spectacular Spider-Man. Feed the Swarm. Mysterio, Master of Illusion. Superior Spider-Man. Dr. Octopus, Master Planner. Lizard, Connor's Curse. Interdimensional Web Watch. Radioactive Spider. And Villainous Wrath. 2/3 of the way, guys. We are doing incredible. I'm stoked. This is awesome. I'm stoked. One, 2, 3, 4. Nope. Here we go. Spider piloted by Penny. Vigilance. When Spider enters, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Whenever a modified creature you control deals combat damage to the player, draw a card. I know we kind of spoiled the big one there. My bad. Multi-Man Inferno Incarnate. When Multi-Man enters your library for a basic mountain card, put it in the battlefield tapped and shuffle. Multi-Man gets +1/+1 for each mountain you control. When Multi-Man leaves the battlefield, sacrifice the land. Noir. Spider Bot. Romantic Rendezvous. Risky Research, followed by Oscorp Research Team. Spider-Man Webslinger. Electro's Bolts. Daily Bugle Reporters. Robot. Here we go. Sinister's Hideout. There's our Spider piloted by Penny and Foil. Spider-Verse. The legend rule doesn't apply to spiders you control. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, you may copy it. If you do, you may choose new targets for the copy. If the copy is a permanent spell, it gains haste. Do this only once each turn, followed by Mary Jane Watson, the one we kind of ruined there. Whenever a spider you control enters, draw a card. This ability triggers only once a turn. Okay. Let's keep it going. Guys, honestly, I'm happy with it. Even if these turn out to where I don't make nearly as much as the box was worth, I don't care. This was good. Peak. Okay. Web shooters. I don't forget this one yet, but when a creature gets +1/+1, has reach, and whenever a creature attacks, tap target creature an opponent controls. I like that. There's Spider piloted by Penny in a different art. Look at that beauty. Come on, Foil Crocus. Look at that beauty. I love it. Superior Foes. Hot Dog Cart. Spider Islanders. Swarm. Beetle. Spider Rex. Thwip. Professional Wrestler. Scorpion Sting. Treasure. Beautiful swamp right there. I'm hoping to. I'm on my last third. Spider-Girl Legacy Hero. That is a foil version, so I'm going to put that over here in my personal pile of them. Iron Spider Stark Upgrade. Vigilance. Put a 1/1 counter on each artifact and creature and or vehicle you control. Then for 2, you can remove 2 1/1 counters from among artifacts you control to draw a card. Okay then. Oof, they did not make these packs easy to open anymore. I kind of like that though. It kind of keeps the legitimacy so there's not people who pull like, fraudulent activity. Alright, so we have another Spider-Girl. Love her. Always will. Raging Goblinoids. Morbius. A Bagel and Shmia. Sturgeon. Venom. Amazing Acrobatics. Spider Manifestation. Spectacular Tactics. Kapow. Ominous Asylum. Gallant Citizen. Spinneret and Spiderling. Whenever you attack with 2 or more spiders, put a 1/1 counter on Spinneret and Spiderling. Whenever Spinneret and Spiderling deal 4 or more damage, exile a top card of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play that card. That is beautiful. And Arachne, Psionic Weaver. I don't know this character either, but it's got web slinging. When it enters, look at the opponent's hand and choose a card type other than creature. Spells of the chosen type cost 1 more to cast. Okay, that's kind of fun and nasty. Man, they did not make these easy. I guess I think it's a good thing, but it's also annoying. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tombstone. School Days. Web Warriors. Mechanical Mobster. Shock. Merciless Enforcers. Doc Ock. Cityscape, Lurking Lizards, Web Up, News Helicopter, Sanctuary, Mysterious Phantasm, here we go. Rocket Powered Goblin Glider. Okay. When this equipment enters, if it was cast from your graveyard, attach it to target creature you control. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has flying and haste. It has an equipped and mayhem cost. Okay. We are 6 before we're done with this, and I have just the 2 collector packs, guys. I'm happy with this. I think it's turned out pretty good. Like I said, there's some that I was really surprised with. Spider Slayer, Craven, Sandman's Quicksand, Romantic Rendezvous, Venomized Cat, Love It Still, Unstable Experiment, Grow Some Extra Arms, Starling, Craven's Cats, with a City Pigeon, Robot, A Beautiful Forest. Here we go. Electro's Bolts. Here we go, guys. This is one of the big ones that people are talking about. Gwenom. Death Touch, Lifelink. Whenever Gwenom attacks until the end of turn, you may look at the top card of your library anytime, and you may play cards from the top of your library. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to its mana value rather than pay its mana cost. That's going to be a very fun and nasty card. And then Spider Ham, Peter Porker. When Spider Ham enters, create a food token. Animal Mayhem is going to be other spiders, boars, bears, bats, lizards, cats, dogs, frogs, jackals, lizards, mice, otters, rabbits, raccoons, rats, squirrels, turtles, and wolves that you control get +1/+1. The fact that we got Gwenom, that was one that I know a lot of people like. So far, the only thing is still to get the Eddie Brock Venom Lethal Protector or the Soul Stone. And then it's like, cut it out. We're good. I'm done. I don't care. Because that would be excellent. Alright. Oh, dang it. I've done that a lot of times lately, haven't I? Green Goblin Revenant. Flying Death Touch. Whenever Green Goblin attacks, discard a card, then draw a card for each card you've discarded this turn. Daily Bugle, we've seen that one before. Pictures of Spider-Man, Spider-Bot, Master Meower, Inner Demon Gangsters, Doc Ock's Henchman, Spider-Man, Brooklyn Visionary, Electro's Bolts, Gallant Citizen, Sinister Hideout is our land, Secret Identity is our foils. Here we go. We have 2 here. Maximum Carnage Saga. Phase 1. Until your next turn, each creature attacks each combat if able and attacks a player other than you if able. Phase 2 is to add 3 red mana. And then Phase 3 is this Saga deals 5 damage to each opponent. And lastly, Doc Ock's Tentacles. Whenever a creature you control with mana value 5 or greater enters, you may attach this equipment to it. Equipped creature gets +4/+4. That's a good pack right there. We're doing excellent here, guys. I'm quite happy with this. Like, even if we don't get the Eddie Brock Lethal Protector combo, no problem. We're still doing great. Spider-Man India with Web Slinging. Whenever you cast a creature spell, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. It gains flying until end of turn. Alien Symbiosis, we saw that one already. Flying Octobot, I believe we saw that one. Hawk Dog Cart, Spider-Gwen Free Spirit, Swarm. That's also known. Gwen Stacy would be another one that we want to get. But we'll see what happens. Scout the Cities, Skyward Spider, Beautiful Island again, Craven's Cats and Foil, Bioorganic Carapace. When this equipment enters, attach it to a target creature control. That equipped creature gets +2/+2. It has, whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card for each modified creature you control. That's going to be a big card draw one. I could put that. No, I can't put that one. I was going to say I could put it on Gilgamesh, but He's a mono red, so that won't work, unfortunately. All you people who hate my Gilgamesh deck, you got lucky. One, two, three, four. Do a quick peek. All right, we're good. Terrific team up. Scarlet Spider Kane, Spider Mobile, Steel Wrecking Ball with Venom's Hunger, Amazing Acrobatics, a Taxi Driver, the Guy in the Chair, Spider-Man Web Slinger, a Subway Train. Come on, get back to focus. God, I love how this camera works sometimes. There you go. Daily Bugle Reporters, Treasure, Savage Mansion, Common Crook, Peter Parker's Camera. All right. 2 more of the play packs, y'all. And we've got only 2 other after that. And we are done. And we'll see how this goes. Vulture, Scheming Scavenger. Whenever a vulture attacks, other villains you control gain flying until end of turn. Wisecrack, Spider Bite, Web Warden, Bagel and Shmeow, Common Crook, Whoosh, Mass Meower, Pumpkin Bombardment, Spectacular Tactics, Spider Manifestation with a Thwip, Token, Sinister Hideout, Sturgeon. J. Jonah Jameson is our rare here. When he enters, suspect up to 1 target creature. Whenever a creature you control with menace attacks, create a treasure token. Good old J. Jonah Jameson. Gotta have that pain in your side, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. Little peeky peek. Okay. Molten Man. Prowler. Web Shooters. Spider-Man No-Mo. Merciless Enforcers. Beetle. Angry Rabble. Cityscape. Web Up. Professional Wrestler. Wild Pack Squad. Treasure. Ominous Asylum. Mechanical Mobster. Maximum Carnage again. Alright guys, so for the last third, what we got on there, we got Maximum Carnage, J. Jonah Jameson, Peter Parker's Camera, Bioorganic Carapace, Doc Ock's Tentacles, Maximum Carnage, Gwenom Remorseless, Spider-Ham Peter Porker, Rocket-Powered Goblin Glider, Arachnid Psionic Weaver, Spinneret and Spiderling, Iron Spider Stark Upgrade, Mary Jane Watson, and Spider-Verse. Those were our big ones there. So that is the Play Booster box. Now we're going to just do these last 2, and then we are done. What do you guys think? And what have you guys gotten from your pulls? If you decided to get some cards, like some packs, did you get any lucky pulls? Share them in the comments. I want to know what you guys got. I love hear what people got and if they got what they were looking for, if they got a big surprise. I mean, there's something here that I did not anticipate or think about and that I'm very pleased with. So, did you get something like that? Let me know. I want to hear about it. Okay, there's that. That's safely done. All right, here we go, guys. Collector Pack 1. Thwip. Skyward Spider. Passenger Ferry. Kapow. Spider Islanders. School Days. Living Brain. MJ Rising Star has vigilance, and whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on her. Secret Identity. A Beautiful Swamp. Venom Eddie Brock. Symbiote villain. It has menace. Whenever another creature dies, put a 1/1 counter on Venom. Not the same Venom I was looking for, but I do appreciate it. Craven the Hunter. All right. Trample whatever creature your opponent controls with the greatest power among creatures that player controls dies. Draw a card to put one count on Craven. Imposter Syndrome. Whenever a non-token creature you control deals combat damage to a player, create a token that's a copy of it except it is not legendary. That could be interesting to play with. Winds of Change. Each player shuffles the cards from their hand into their library and then draws that many cards. And then JJ again with a treasure token. So that was a nice one. Okay, I'm happy. Like, that was pretty cool. Let's see what the last one does, guys. This is it. Drum roll. Oh, if it opens. Jeez Louise. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm going to break my nail trying to break these open. Alright. Passenger Ferry. Kapow. Spider Islanders. Spider-Man No More. University Campus. Morbius. Wraith. Superior Foes. Web Warriors and a beautiful art. Forest. Rent is due. At the beginning of your end step, you may tap 2 untapped creatures and or treasures you control. If you do, draw a card, otherwise sacrifice this enchantment. Silk, Web Weaver. I think we got her before. She's beautiful. Dr. Octopus, Master Planner. Rite of Replication. It's got Kicker 5. Create a token that's a copy of target creature. If the spell is kicked, create 5 of those tokens instead. Black Cat, Cunning Thief. And that was it. So we got some really good ones. I will make sure to put these, see if I can put something on there to show what these, what I got and what their value is. Honestly, I'm very happy. Yes, I did not get a Gwen Stacy to be a flip card. I did not get the Eddie Brock flip card. No, I did not get the Soul Stone, the ever so elusive Soul Stone. But honestly, I'm really happy with what I did get. So I think we did pretty good there, guys. Again, let me know what you guys got. I'm really curious. But until then, I hope you all have a wonderful time. I hope you enjoy this new set. And make sure you guys pay the one. Until next time.